Hello, everyone. It's Jen here. I'm doing a career reading. What's really weird is I just did a singles love reading and career came up in it. And as I'm sitting here thinking about this reading, I'm like, oh, love will probably come up in this reading because I'm labeling it a career reading. Um, and the Five of Cups just literally flew out of the deck. So there we go. You may you may be leaving a job behind. You may be breaking up with a job. You may be breaking up with the job. They may be breaking up with you. Um, I think you're. I think you're kind of mad on one hand because it was kind of bullshit the way things went down. However, yeah, the fucking King Four of Wands. It's like the marriage card. Um, but at the same time, if you can, when you have some perspective and distance, you can see like, well, they weren't treating me well. This wasn't the right place. Um, there were just some things about it that were good. So maybe benefits or, um, you're not. There's still some emotional ties that are bugging you um, about the whole situation. But with the Five of Cups, the Two of Cups, which is the emotional connection, the true relationship card. It can be a love card, but it's it could be a really good working partnership. Like that's still ahead of you. The right match for you in career is still ahead of you, and this will allow you to. You would have been limited there. You were being limited there, and it's this is for the best in the long run. Justice. Wow. Some of you may be even, there could be, Jesus, even a lawsuit. But I see you signing a contract more than most of you for this new opportunity, which is, if it's not a promotion, it's a solid foundation on which to build. Like, you will have a future in this position. There will be ways to advance. It's a solid foundation to launch the next phase of your career off of. So maybe you've been rejected from 3 jobs, but there are 2 other ones coming that there will be an offer and you will sign a contract. And you'll have maybe justice as balance, so that there'll be something more balanced about this. Maybe you had a crazy higher workload than other people and people just fucked off, but they seem to, maybe they were friendly with the boss or some bullshit, or the boss just never dealt with it and you were sick of feeling taken advantage of. Like you felt like, why bother working? And no advancement. Like, why work my ass off if other people just sit there and don't do shit? And so that was just not a good energy for you to be in. 3 of Swords. See the fucking love cards coming up. Yeah, there was, maybe you were told, this has happened to me so many fucking times, asked to take on all this new work and promise like a promotion or something, and they never came through. So the Emperor is at the bottom of this deck. You have to do what's right for you. You have no loyalty. You don't have to show a job loyalty if you have a better situation elsewhere, especially when they are making promises they don't keep. Fuck that. Mm-mm. I seem to be a little worked up about this. I don't know why. Um, and maybe you may have 2 offers. One may be a bullshit offer with this 3 of Swords. And it just sucked. It was like, what? That's what you're going to come through. So um, I see you going with like, one's the 4 of Wands and one's the 3 of Swords. You're going to go with the one, again, that is the best foundation for you. the one that honors you, the one that um, appreciates you and lets you have some creativity, even and some flexibility. Okay. Ace of Wands, so definitely you may go out on your own. You may start your own business, but this is definitely a job offer. And again, something about it is creative. Um, you're inspired. You're passionate about it. You're excited about it. What is on my cards? I've had these cards for over 20 years, so I'm not surprised there's something on it. King of Wands, boy, more entrepreneurial energy, being a consultant, going out on your own, being a leader. Yeah, you may get a promotion. Another department or company may see your value, and where it didn't come through where you were, um, you're appreciated and elevated somewhere else. So there is some karma coming around in some way in this situation. So I don't know. Maybe someone tried to hold you back, and now I'm almost getting a Seven of Swords vibe. You found a workaround to their bullshit, and maybe now you're above them or something. Hmm. But I don't feel. But I feel like it's more not necessarily directly, but you're at a higher position, and it's just satisfying because they were they were not cool about it. Like, this is a dickhead. Like, this is a jerk. Um, and so it's like it's more of not a no 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 no, but I knew I had it in me, and I knew you were wrong. And then you realize, bosses are people too with their own fucked up ways, and I don't know, you're able to get your mind wrapped around it in a good way where you're able to let it go. Two of Shields. So to me in this card, this is a meeting of the minds. They're up above the water, so they're out of their emotions. It's a very practical conversation. It's meeting on neutral ground. Hmm. With the Justice card, there could be some sort of litigation. Maybe you work for a lawyer. Maybe you work in a law firm. Hmm. Maybe someone's leaving. Maybe three people are breaking off, or two, and starting their own thing. Um, here's three, too. There was some sort of interference or difficulty that is making a split. And I feel like a couple people, and I think you are going to be part of this new endeavor. Holy shit, Ace of Cups. So there could be a little love thing going on too. Um, but there's your passion and your heart are into this, a passion project, or you just feel really good about going out on this new opportunity. Queen of Swords. There's definitely legal things happening in the sense of contracts, decisions, looking at the facts, the finances. Um, cuts may need to be made. Maybe you are put in a position where you need to fire people, and you're just like, no, I'm not doing that. Or you're in a position of power, and you're like, these motherfuckers are going because they don't do jack shit here, but stir the pot, and they're not productive. They're not helping this company. So you may be happy to be like, I'm sorry, but I want a positive atmosphere. I want people who work hard, and I don't want this backstabbing bullshit going on. You're not going to tolerate it. Wow, the Chariot coming in. Yeah, so action, movement, purpose, really figuring out what you want and going for it. Wow, this is and the Emperor. Huh. Yeah, some of you are moving on in your career. There's something here about with the Four of Wands and the Ace of Cups that was down here and the Three of Swords. Um, some of you may have gone through a divorce and need to get out into the workforce again. I think it's going to go really well. I think you are going to like it. Um, I almost feel though in some way you were held back. You're able to now do something you really want to do that you couldn't do for some reason before. So it could just be a boss. Maybe there's going to be a restructuring here. And I do see mediation as well. Maybe there's a wrongful termination. Um, but I think see things really like the emperor doesn't apologize for getting in the chariot and going after what they want, and neither should you. And you can't be codependent with people who aren't pulling their weight. And if someone did something wrong, illegal, then justice is there. It's reminding me of Susie Ormond. Is that her name? She's a financial guru. Um, and she tells a story about how she sued, I don't remember, Merrill Lynch or something, because they just flat out screwed her over on a commission or something. And she says, so I sued them because I had to. They weren't coming through with what was contractually agreed upon. And she said, and because they're a reputable company, they did pay up. Whatever, you know what I mean? So it could be something like that where you have to take some sort of action. Just it's, you know, whether, it feels good, it's just the right thing to do, and you're willing to do that. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there. I see kind of an interesting there. It's a turning point, but that's not the exact thing I want to say. It's a real something comes to a head and has to be dealt with. And so once you're past that, things really start to move forward with this chariot card. Some of you could buy a new car. Some of you could travel or have to move for this job, for work. It could have something to do with cars or travel. Um, I see some of you getting put into a position of power. This is quite the power couple. The King of Wands and the Queen of Swords. The King of Wands can be the fire signs are the negotiators, the forward face, the PR, the um, presentation, right? Energy. And the Queen of Swords, this energy is the facts behind the scenes. This is the speech writer. This is the person that does the digging and the detail work and the research and um, the facts behind it. Like this Queen of Swords does their due diligence. They don't say or present anything without doing their research, or they bring it up, but they're like, I need to research it first. Like they're not going to commit or put their stamp of approval or offer anything. So it's kind of the person behind the scenes versus the person in that's the front facing, public facing part. Hmm. That's kind of interesting. But I think it's a really good partnership. And it's interesting because maybe they're the two that come together and say, hey, what do you say? Because it's almost like they're getting together outside of work, right? They're getting out there and they're like, let's cone of safety, cone of trust. let's talk about what you think is going on and let's make a plan to fucking move forward because I have this idea and they there's the idea and the inspiration and then the facts. How much will this cost? Can we do it? What do we have to do legally? All those types of details. Contracts, solid foundations. But the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords, yeah, you're just, there's something that's like, fuck that. I'm not dealing with that bullshit anymore. Um, I don't know. This is cool. It may be a little bit, I'm a Sag. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. Um, so I think there will be a little bit of a rockiness to it, or it'll feel a little bit shit, we're going out on our own, but I think you feel really confident about it that it's less scary. It's just sort of the thought of it and the globalness of it seems scary, but in reality, I think you know it's going to work. I think you feel really confident about that. I guess the only caution is that justice and that sort of codependency and feeling loyalty to some place that it's, maybe you like your boss, but if the company isn't letting them support you the way you deserve to be supported, if they're a true good person, they're going to understand and they will not hold it against you. You won't be burning a bridge. Okay, so that is your career reading. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.